Greetings and salutations. There's not going to be much to this video except me sitting here talking. I don't have the time nor the inclination today to come up with catchy graphic content to please your eyes, so it's just going to be this card. However, I did want to post a video and talk about the craziness that I have been through over about the last week concerning a FedEx shipment that was hijacked. This is a cautionary tale. It might happen to you. So anybody who follows this channel knows that I do videos on occasion about audio equipment, and I'm a big fan of analog stereo equipment. And I am constantly looking at eBay to see if anything interesting pops up. And I found quite the deal last week on a TIAC CD player, USB stick player, and cassette deck combination. And it's the AD850. And it called out to me. It was an open box special, and I was going to get it directly from the distributor in California, which is Onkyo USA. Onkyo USA distributes not only Onkyo equipment, but couple of other brands as well, including TIAC. And I have bought from these guys before, so I'm not saying anything bad about Onkyo USA here. I've gotten some pretty sweet deals. I bought an amplifier from them about a month ago. It was a Pioneer that was refurbed directly from their distribution center. They have a service center there as well. Perfect condition, and I got it for a really cool price. At some point, I'm going to do a video about that. And I'll talk more about that later on for those of you who follow the channel who care about what the upcoming videos are. So I'm cruising eBay last week, and I come upon an open box special, and I recognize that it's from the same folks, and it was a really good price, so I said okay. And it would not only be something that I would do a video about, but a piece of equipment that I would keep and play with. And I went ahead and bought it, and I'm watching the tracking information. And I don't know about you guys, but when I have something big like that coming, I check the tracking information maybe twice a day just to make sure everything's okay and everything's on track. So we get up to Friday, which was the 17th, and it looked like it was supposed to be delivered that day, and it didn't come that day. And then something weird happened. I happened to check the tracking information at about 6 or 7 in the evening on Friday evening, and it said that it was on the vehicle out for delivery, which never happens that time of the evening. Usually, if it says that, it's going to say it in the morning because they just loaded the truck, okay? And I thought, okay, well, that's different, but we are living in a pandemic world, right? So things get weird. So the next day, in the morning, I checked on it again just to see if anything changed. And like I said, I'm pretty crazy about checking all this stuff out when I got shipments coming anyway. This time around, it said, on vehicle out for delivery, will be delivered the next business day. And I thought, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Why is it on a vehicle, but yet they're talking about holding it for the next business day? It was very strange. So I went ahead and called FedEx. They have an 800 number, and gave them the tracking number. And at that point in time, I was informed that the shipper, Onkyo USA, had apparently changed the address that this package was supposed to go to. So that is something that FedEx can do. If you ship something and then while it's out there in the FedEx world making its way to the customer, you can change the destination address. And I thought, well, that was really strange. So then all day Saturday, I am on the phone with people at FedEx, and I'm not talking to somebody that was actually in the United States, okay? And I'm not trying to be xenophobic here or anything like that. It's just that when companies outsource their customer service, it always creates a cultural barrier. And these people that are working halfway around the world don't give a damn about you, and they don't care whether you get your package, so you get real lackluster customer service. Well, finally, after screaming and yelling for most of the morning, I got assured midday Saturday by somebody that they had put a note in it to hold the shipment or it was going to be rerouted, which is what I was trying to do, because I didn't want this to be delivered to the wrong address. You wouldn't want it to be delivered to the wrong address. And pretty much every person I talked to said, well, the shipper changed the address. And I'm sitting here going, who gives a damn what the shipper did? I've got a receipt that I can show you and everything with this tracking number, with this package that says it's supposed to come to me. So you're going to go with the shipper? Anyway, it's all a moot point, as you will soon hear. So I was assured that this package wasn't going to be delivered till Monday anyway, because it was UPS ground and they don't deliver on Saturday for UPS ground. Wait till Monday to see what happens. Well, later on Saturday afternoon, I sat down in front of the computer and I got this email notification that said the package had been delivered. I went out front and looked. There wasn't any package. Nobody had come to the door. And so I called FedEx back up and I said, wait a minute, you told me you were going to hold this thing or you were going to deliver it directly to me, and now you've just delivered it to the wrong address. And I screamed and yelled and got very irate, as you would too. I mean, it's a $450 piece of equipment that just got dropped off at some other address. So as I was talking to these people, I was able to ascertain that the address that it was changed to was actually in the same city I live in. But I didn't have the exact address. So I said, well, there's not a thing I can do about it. I couldn't contact Onkyo. I had tried to get a hold of them earlier in the morning, but it was Saturday. Nobody's in the office. I sent emails. I sent some feedback through eBay telling them what was going on. I tried the number. Of course, nobody answered the phone. And there you go. So I said, well, I'm just going to have to wait till Monday. So Monday morning, I heard from Onkyo, and they said that they had instructed FedEx to retrieve the package from the address that it shouldn't have been delivered to and then redeliver it to me. And they also mentioned that no, they did not authorize the package to be rerouted, that somebody had phoned in to FedEx and done that with the name Mark, and they don't have anybody named Mark there. So now the wheels are turning in my brain. I'm like, okay, I think I see what's going on here. So I went ahead and called the local police, and I filed a report that my package had been stolen. And that was an experience in and of itself, because they couldn't understand what was going on. You know, we have these things that happen. There's cybercrime in this country and all around the world, and the police departments, they're clueless. They have no idea. It was hard to tell the lady what I did for a living. I am a media creator. I do radio, and I do videos for YouTube, and several other things, okay? And finally, I just had to say, look, just put me down as a publisher, because she couldn't figure it out, this poor policewoman I was talking to. And then when I had to go through and explain in minute detail what was going on. Those of you who do understand about cybercrime and that sort of thing know that this is a man-in-the-middle attack. That somebody had figured out a way to get enough information about this transaction that was going on between me and Onkyo to have that package rerouted and sent somewhere else. Well, I was able on Monday because before I called the police, I wanted to have all the information I could get to get the address that the package was rerouted to. So I called FedEx and told them, I said, I need to know that address, and they gave it to me. And it turns out to be a house, which is on the other side of town, and nobody's sure if anybody's actually living there or not. And so I contacted Onkyo USA yet again and said, chances are they're not going to be able to retrieve this package. I doubt if a package ever showed up, this sort of thing. But they wanted to play along with that for a couple of days, and they did. And finally, and the craziest thing is that I got this phone call. Now, I'm resigned to the fact I'm never going to see this thing again now, right? I'm just waiting for all this to play out so I can get my money back and go on with life. And I get this phone call, and it's Onkyo USA, and they're calling me thinking that the package had been delivered erroneously to me, asking me to give it to the FedEx man or put it out on the porch for him. And I was like, hey, I'm the guy who didn't get the package. There isn't anybody at that other address who knows anything about any damn package. And so I started talking to this person at Onkyo USA, and I found out that this had happened a couple of times now. That what has happened is that they've sent out a package and it's been rerouted. And I said, well, could I ask whether this has happened in one geographical area or is it like spread out across the country? And they said, no, it's each time it's been in a different geographical area. And I said, well, that tells you really quick who is doing this. It is somebody that has access to your information, and they also are able to somehow peel that package off of the FedEx line and make it look like it appears somewhere else. See, what I think really happened is that package never actually got into my local area. It was never here. It was never on a truck. What you were seeing in FedEx's tracking was something bogus that people were posting to make it look like it came here. And of course, they would choose an address that was just down the street, because if they chose an address that was like halfway across the country, now that would raise suspicion, wouldn't it? But if it was like, oh, don't ship it here, ship it just down the street a little bit, then it wouldn't raise any suspicion. So that package never showed up. It was never here. And all of that tracking information that was in FedEx's system was bogus. And that is something that you as a consumer are not going to be able to do anything about. And it also explains why FedEx was not able to keep the package from being delivered. It shouldn't have been delivered on a Saturday anyway, but they made it look like it was delivered. And that's why they kept sending notes down to the local FedEx people going, hey, don't deliver this package. They never had a package. Now, I'm conjecturing a little bit here because I don't have confirmation on all of that. But that seems to be what's going on. But one interesting thing that somebody told me along the line here, and I believe it was a representative from FedEx, the last one that I talked to, the only one, by the way, that seemed to really care about what was going on and had any sympathy for my plight, she did say that the shipping people, freight carriers, are going crazy these days because of the pandemic. Most people are ordering things and having them delivered to their house. So their systems are really stretched and strained. And those who prey on those sort of shipments are just having a field day. There's a lot of this sort of crime going on. And there you go. So here's what I would do if I were you. If you're going to order anything that is expensive like that, make sure that you insist on having that where you sign for it. And also, expedited shipping would probably be better, because if you're shipping like FedEx Ground, and in this case, it was a package that was coming from California to me, and I'm on the East Coast, that put that package in that system for a long time, like 5 to 7 days. So that's plenty of time for them to figure out what's going on and somehow divert the package. I'd just like to know where the damn thing is, to tell you the truth. I mean, that's crazy. Whoever did this is pretty smart. So I told the folks at Onkyo when I talked to them on the phone, I said, you know what, you need to have a cybersecurity expert come in there, and you need to have them go through all your systems and find out where the leak is. Because they're obviously getting information about you. They know what you're shipping, and they know where it goes, and they also know how to reroute it. And so, therefore, obviously you've been hacked. Now, I don't have this piece of equipment. The folks at Onkyo were actually really kind, and they offered, after we got it all figured out, to send me a new one, which would have cost a lot more than the open box special that I bought. I was going to buy one for about half price. They were going to send me a brand new one to replace it. And I almost said yes, and then I stopped and I told them, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Just give me my money back. You know why? Because whoever did this, they may just turn around and do it again. And I don't want to go through that, and I don't want to put you through that, and we don't need to play this game, so just give me my money and don't worry about it. I'm sure that they'll get on this and get it fixed or change the shipper or something like that to get this addressed, because they're losing money. And unfortunately, FedEx is the one who's going to have to pay for it. So what did I do with the money? Well, what I did was I decided that it would actually be more interesting, instead of having a CD player, USB digital stream player, and a cassette deck in one box, that I would buy me a CD recorder. And so that's where the money has went. And when I get it, I'll do a video about it coming up. That one I ordered from a completely different company, and it's being delivered in a completely different way. I'm going to avoid FedEx for a little while. Not that I hate FedEx or anything, just be careful, folks. Get that signature, get that expedited shipping, go with UPS, something else for a little while, I would guess. But they'll work it all out. So there you go. That's my video, and that's all I really got to say on this here subject. Just be careful, be aware, be very suspicious of any unusual looking tracking activity. Do not hesitate to pick up the phone and call and follow up on this stuff if you're shipping things that have value, because there's people out there trying to steal them from you. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Look forward to your comments. We'll talk again soon.